Here we go. Howard University, Joe Biden over the weekend.
We know that American history has not always been a fairy tale. From the start, it's been a constant push and pull for more than 240 years between the best of us, the American ideal that we're all created equal, and the worst of us, the harsh reality that racism has long torn us apart. It's a battle that's never really over. But on the best days, enough of us have the guts and the hearts to stand up for the best in us. To choose love over hate, unity over disunion, progress over retreat. To stand up against the poison, white supremacy, as I did my inaugural address, to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
Okay, all right. So you understand what he's doing there. He said the most dangerous threat to our homeland is white supremacy? I mean, okay. Look, I'm just going to say this. I know we're not perfect. Yes, America still has pockets of racism. For some people, it's still, it's a challenging thing. But I will say this. This is still a country where opportunity is pretty plentiful, where pretty much we take things at face value. I mean, aside from, the marketing departments over at some of the beer companies, we're all capitalists and therefore opportunists and thus motivated for similar reasons, which is why I do not see America fundamentally as a racist country, like he wants you to believe. There may be bad spots. We know there are bad spots, but Americans, by and large, we are a pretty accepting, kind, altruistic even group of people that want to succeed. We want to succeed for ourselves. We want to succeed for our families. We want to succeed for our communities. We have had a black president united. States of America. You've had a president Barack Obama, who was elected not once, but twice. So when you start to tell me that fundamentally we are a racist country and that white supremacy is the biggest threat right now, I'm sorry. You're just taking it way too far. But I think they're doing this very deliberately because they want to basically cut the legs out from under an entire class of people. An entire group of people. Consider what's happening in San Francisco right now. There is a committee, a reparations task force that was put into place, and they have decided that every Black Californian must have $360,000, minimum of $360,000 in a one-time payout. That's the starting price. It goes up to $1.2 million. It would cost the state $800 billion that the state doesn't have. I mean, this is just bizarre, okay? This is really bizarre. Again, in a country where we don't guarantee outcomes, but we do a pretty good job at making sure everybody has equal opportunity. This is the reason, why we have people from all over the world that want to come to the United States of America, that want the chance to do well here. Why? Because this is the place that actually does value you on your merits. This is a meritocracy. This is not a fundamentally racist country. White supremacy, for him to talk about that, it's like they're deliberately trying to pit everyone against one another. And that's what you're seeing going on in New York City right now, where this 24-year-old Marine happened to be on a subway. A guy was getting out of hand. And because, it's awful what happened. Believe me, it's awful. I'm sure he didn't mean for that to happen. I'm sure he was frightened. But I want to know, where are the cops that are supposed to be on the train preventing people that might be schizophrenic, that might have mental disorders from intimidating other people. I mean, we've had a number of situations with people actually being killed in New York City this year with similar circumstances. So understandably, everyone's scared. Everyone's scared to ride the subway. And when you have that level of fear, it's not about, well, was he looking at the guy and saying, oh, what's the color of his skin? He was looking, most likely, again, we'll see how it all shakes. He's probably looking at the guy saying, wow, he's a threat. And nobody's here to help us. Because, well, who wants to be a police officer in New York City right now? I'll tell you, that's one thankless job. You can't even do your job. And now that DA, politically motivated DA, we've seen that, right? You have only to look at all the things that they're bringing up against the former president. Pretty banana republic-like, if you ask me. Anyway, we've seen that. And then this DA is trying to, throw the guy behind bars for 15 years? Why isn't anybody policing the streets? Why isn't anybody taking the homeless person and getting him some help so he's not intimidating everybody on the train? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. And there's a lot of stuff to unpack. It's just bad.